Hey guys, I'm ZSH Plays. Welcome back to Jurassic World Death Valley. Today we're going to be building a huge Valley of the Giants featuring some of the latest dinosaurs. Let's go! So this big valley full of herbivores was the second thing that I planned for the park. I started building it just after we built the big T-Rex habitat, and then I was interrupted by Frontier releasing the Dominion expansion, and I really wanted to build a Pyroraptor habitat because I had a great idea for that as soon as they announced it. So I left this build and started working on that one, which was episode 2. But now we are back to finish this off. Sorry about the long wait since the last episode. I've had a lot going on IRL and haven't had a lot of time to play JWE2, but it is all finished now. We're going to get it done today. So I've built a big sort of hill slash valley on the left hand side with some water over on the right. And the reason for that is we're going to have the monorail run right the way through the middle of this habitat, and the big hill gets the dinosaurs even closer to the monorail than they would be. We're going to have loads of different species in this habitat, and then we're going to build another habitat next to it. So as well as the monorail going over the top, the guests can also walk between the two habitats to get a different view of the dinosaurs. And I'm building a sort of somewhere for the water to come from here. I don't know if this would be like a dam or if it's completely fake water course that's being created especially for the park, but it just gives it somewhere to come from, and it looks cool in the background with the dinosaurs when they walk around in front of it. So I'm just going to use loads of the placeable pieces to put this together. A lot of the sort of random industrial looking stuff, and then we're going to get loads more plants and stuff like that in along the water's edge to try and make it look lush and contrast nicely with all the sand that we have everywhere on this map. So in terms of dinos, I want some of the big ones in here. We're going to have some brachiosaurs, some of the ceratopsians, gallimimus, and a Laura Titan, which I've never used before. I didn't realise how cool that dinosaur was, so that has gone in here with a really striking colour scheme inspired by minor birds, which I thought would look really cool. And this is going to be the first stop on the monorail, depending on which way you go. If you take the left monorail, this is going to be the first stop. So a big herbivore valley, loads of big dinosaurs to look at, and then it will take you through into the main part of the park where we're going to have loads of the smaller dinosaurs and the Pyroraptor habitat that we've already built. I put a little utility shed in here just for detail, and then we're going to do a lot of work underneath the monorail and things like that just to sit it in nicely and make the water look a bit less like a tadpole. A little bit of rock under each sort of leg of the monorail, which looks really good. So let's get some of the dinos in. So I spent loads of time in the species viewer choosing the colours for these new dinos. I really like that feature. It's so much more useful than it used to be. These are the Laura Titans with the colour scheme that I've gone with, which I really like. I've tried to have a mixture of really colourful animals like these guys, and then some of the more sort of traditional colours that you normally associate with dinosaurs, like for these guys with the darker grey, but still with a lighter underside. And yeah, these are going to fill the habitat up nicely. Before we get to the second habitat, I wanted an entrance area for where the guests get off the monorail, so I'm going to put in a big circular path and loads of decorations, just so that they've got something sort of impressive looking when they get off the monorail, and then they've got the paths that are going to take them into the Valley of the Giants. You can do some really interesting stuff with the pathing tools in this game. It's a bit counterintuitive to make stuff like this, but it's actually quite powerful once you get used to it. I decided that I wanted a 2-colour path, and that this area would have like a red border, and that took some doing, but eventually I managed to get it to work and get it nice and clean looking, so that it's got a red circular path around it. Originally the red path was going to take you to the carnivores, and then the grey path was going to take you to the herbivores, but I decided that I just wanted herbivores exclusively in this area, and there'd be no sort of way to get into the T-Rex habitat and the rest of the carnivores that we're going to build later. So in the end I just used the red as a sort of decoration, around the side of the plaza, and then we put the classic Jurassic Park gate in. So this is the second big habitat. This is going to be for the Therizinosaurus, one of the dinosaurs from the Dominion pack. A dinosaur I am a big fan of. I love the feathers and those crazy claws. They are so weird looking. A really interesting dinosaur. This paddock's going to be pretty simple. I wanted quite a lot of forest for that sort of Dominion feel, and then we'll get some water in front of the viewing platform to encourage the dinosaurs over there so that the guests get a good view of them. And here they are. This is probably the scariest looking herbivore in history. Next up, I wanted to build like a genetic research facility where the dinosaurs would be researched and created. So I'm going to use one of the new Biosyn buildings from the Dominion pack and then sort of cover up the logo with the trees. We don't want Biosyn anywhere near our park. But it is such a cool building. I really like it. I remember seeing it in the trailer for Dominion and I thought it was the coolest scene in the trailer. We'll put some other buildings around it and a load more decorations to make this look like this is a part of the park where staff are working on cool stuff, and the guests aren't allowed in there. But I just wanted something in the background that would look good. I love it when you can see things in the background, even if there's like no way to actually get there in the paths on the park. I always build my parks and my zoos with sort of vistas and things to see. We're going to put an amenity in by the herbivores as well for any guests who've got hungry on their journey to the herbivores. And I'm going to theme all the buildings white and orange in this park, which is one of my favourite colour combos. And I just mess around with this until I get something that I'm happy with, going for quite a modernist look there. Which is no surprise if you follow my channel. And then we're going to fill the rest of the gaps in, put in a restroom, and that is the Valley of the Giants done. So stick around for the cinematics. I'll see you next time where we're going to be building the central plaza of the park. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.